Alright, here we go. We will... Alright, 1 second. We will start the recording in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast, where we talk about the rise of Nintendo and what this great gaming franchise has in store for us in the future of gaming, and of course the country from which it was born, Japan. I'm your co-host, Roan Fern, not Judah Terry, and it's just me, Mr. Roan Fern. Now, if you're wondering why it's just me and I'm not joined by anyone, specifically Judah, you may have realised not last episode, but the episode before that, it was a solo episode with just Judah, because we had different time slots available and stuff, which happens, both busy guys. So then I returned for last episode, which was a good episode. However, this episode it was just gonna be the both of us. We're both free. Sorry, I can't speak. We're both free right now, so he is free as we speak. Now you're probably thinking, why, if he's free, is it just you? Well, I'm sure you've all heard about his internet. He's been talking about it like no tomorrow about his internet. And you've probably all seen, if you follow him on Instagram, he's put up a video explaining, I think it was recently, it was definitely recently, where he explained the whole situation about he's got a new gaming PC, but his internet's now the problem. And it was his internet is 0.55 megabits per second. The upload speed, and if you don't know, upload speed is very important for content creation, because obviously that's like for streaming, especially because you need your upload speed to be good because you're uploading like the stream, right? Well, he tested it again, so we both joined a Discord call just a few hours ago, because we've been messing around with this. We didn't know what the problem was. I joined. Sorry, I keep coughing. I joined, and he was like, "Oh, you sound really bad," and I couldn't hear him, so I was like, "What's going on?" Looked down at my PC. Turns out I've got the ports plugged into the wrong thing, so I'm like, "Fine." Put them into the right ports. All good. It starts all good. I can speak through my mic. I can hear him. Fine, right? I plug the headphone port into the headphone port, the mic port into the mic port. But then a new problem arises. He can hear me, but I sound like utter shit, right? So I'm like, okay, let me do a quick test on Discord, my mic, because I recently got a new graphics card, a new SSD, upgrading my PC, which I'll talk about later. I recently got a new graphics card and an SSD, which, if you don't know, SSD just basically means that you get a new SSD to keep all your stuff on. So it was a fresh install of Windows, so I was like, maybe there's some compatibility issues with my mic. Test it in Discord, nothing's wrong with it. It's clear as day. So then we find out that it's his Wi-Fi again. But it's somehow gotten worse. It's eating into the podcast now. And he did a speed test online again. And it wasn't 0.55 megabits per second. It was 0.1 megabits per second. That's not even enough to output Tetris as far as I'm concerned. So he needs to... Well, obviously he's looking into getting a new internet provider. Because I don't know how this is happening. But his internet is getting worse. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how. I didn't know it was possible. I thought if you had a good internet provider, it would just stay consistent. But it isn't. It's getting worse week by week. So it's just me today, because obviously my internet isn't a problem. He needs to, obviously he's going to sort his internet out. But it's just me. I'm going to try and make this episode as good as possible. It's probably going to be short, which is annoying, because we just had a short episode. And if you don't know the whole story about that, we explain it in the other episode. Go watch it. It was both of us, but it was still short because it was we recorded a whole thing. The mics weren't configured properly. We had to record it again quickly. It was a mess, right? But yeah. So now I'm gonna try and make this as best it can possibly be. It's just me doing this, right? So just going to say the news stories and stuff. But first, before we get on to the news, my talk about I started playing Conflict of Nations. Now, if you don't know what Conflict of Nations is, which is probably the large majority of you, it's not a very popular game. Conflict of Nations, or the full name's called Conflict of Nations World War 3, right? So that's the full name. But I started playing it. A friend introduced me to it. Now, I've never been into sort of games where you have to invade and stuff, like Clash of Clans, World of Warcraft, all that stuff. I've never been into that. League of Legends, never been into that stuff. But a friend at college introduced me to this game, and you basically pick like a nation, and there's other online players in their nations, and it's the proper like world map. So I chose the UK, obviously. Most of the time the UK is already taken, so the first time I had to play as some other random countries, but the third time I got the UK, I was so happy. And basically what you do is you build, like, you have troops, and you can just randomly declare war on like any country you want, but they can also do it to you, so they can invade you and like claim your land. So at the minute I'm getting attacked by France, and France is attacking Plymouth. If you don't know what Plymouth is, it's all the way down south in the UK. Plymouth, Devon, all that sort of area. France has got that, so Plymouth is in France now. Oh, sorry. Right. So that's the type of stuff that happens in the game, and I just started playing it, but this friend who's introduced it to me has been playing it for a while, and I'm really enjoying it. Honestly, it's really good. You can get it on PC and mobile and stuff. But yeah, so I've been playing that. That's been pretty good. Of course, I would love to get Juda's opinion on that, but sadly, it can't be done. So that's the end of that talk about. Next one, upgraded my computer. Pretty much is in the name. I mean, I got a new graphics card. I have a GTX 1050 Ti. It's pretty good. And then I also got an SSD because I found out I was running on a hard drive before, and hard drives are so slow. Like the read times on them are insanely slow, so it stuttered like crazy. So I got an SSD as well, and now it's running really well. It can run like a lot of stuff, so I'm happy about that. Upgraded my computer. Yeah, basically that's pretty much it. So that's the talk about. Now we're gonna get into the now. I think we'll just get into the news straight away. So yeah. Alright, so we'll get into the news now. I'm sorry again for the short talk about. Judah probably would have had some stuff to say. He did have some stuff to say. I'll read out what he was going to say. Someone tried to scam me and been hunting dinosaurs. So that's interesting. I'm sure he can enlighten us next week as to what he means by that, because those are two very random things to put in a talk about. But anyway, let's go. Let's get on to the news. Alright, so the first news story is My Nintendo Store reveals Luigi's Mansion 2 HD pre-order bonus and bundles. So, from what I've heard, Luigi's Mansion 2 is getting like remastered. As I think remastered on the Nintendo Switch. Which I don't know who asked for this. Some people probably did, but I don't know who it was, because I mean, if you want to play Luigi's Mansion 2, I guess it's convenient because you don't have to buy a 3DS, but at the same time, like, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know who asked for that. This just came out of nowhere, right? So we'll read the news story. Yeah, let's read. So it says this year's Mario Day, or March 10th. Oh yeah, I thought it said okay. This year's March 10th, or Mario it might say, Day brought us the news that Luigi's Mansion 2 HD would be spooking its way onto Switch on the 27th of June, so we knew it was only going to be a matter of time before the pre-order bonuses started popping up. My Nintendo Store UK has been the first to showcase its goodies today, and boy are there some tempting bundles. Right off the bat is the standard bonus, a Polterpup phone ring which comes with all Luigi's Mansion pre-orders. It's pretty sweet, when is Polterpup not, but the bundles are where it's at, and the M&S UK is offering two. The first of these is the Mighty Fright bundle, which is available for $54.99 and includes a wobbly Luigi figure with each copy of the game. Then there's the Spooky Scares Survival Kit bundle, which is a little more expensive at £68.99, but it does include a Luigi's Mansion themed mug and diorama set. And if you don't know what a diorama set is, it's basically like the figures. Like, they'll think there was this thing back in the day called My Nintendo, when like the 3DS first launched, and that included a Luigi's Mansion one, and I think it's the same one. So just look at pictures of that if you don't know what that means. Kind of hard to describe. But yeah, this is I don't know about this. I don't know if this was necessary because lots and lots of people, loads of people are asking for Tomodachi Life HD on the Switch. Loads of people are asking for that, like to the point where like there's no way Nintendo could have not heard about it. And then they bring this out. Now I'm not saying this is bad necessarily, but there was just better options. I think what they were trying to do with March 10th, like because it says MAR and then 10, and I think that kind of looks like Mario. So I think they picked March 10th as Mario Day because it looks like the word Mario, which is clever. I'll give that to Nintendo. But Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is coming to Nintendo Switch on the 27th of June. I don't think this was necessary, in my opinion. I don't think it was. Because like I said, there was better options they could have gone down, like the Tomodachi Life one. I mean, I guess Luigi's Mansion 2 was a decent game. Wasn't anything like groundbreaking. But it was a decent game. I wouldn't say this is bad. I'd say it's out of nowhere. It's come out of nowhere. Now, the thing that I don't get about this is, I cut it out of the headline, but it actually said in brackets UK or UK only, something like that. I don't know why that is. I don't know why it's only in the UK. Like, come on, you have to, like, I'm in the UK, good, fine, but also look out for other people. Like, how can other people get the pre-order bundles? Like, if other people want the Luigi figure that comes with it, or the mug, they can't get it. They'd have to buy it from British scalpers. So they can't. People outside the UK, I'm very sorry. I know there's a large majority of people who are outside the UK who listen to the podcast. You can't get this, I'm afraid, and I don't know why. It's a UK exclusive because M&S is like a store in the UK, or no, that's M&S. That's something different. It might, I don't know, but it's just UK only, and that's not very good. I don't think that's very good. I think they should have made it available like worldwide. But then again, there are some things that are like region locked. Like I think Japan. What was it called? Oh, Judah would know this. The game that he says is better than Pokemon. I forget the name. But he said it's better than Pokemon. And they have like their own They had their own website, and they were saying they were bringing out a new game, but it was only for Japan only. So like that other countries get their own stuff. I guess is like why they're doing this. But I mean, I would rather have it everywhere because that means there's probably more copies being made. If it's only in the UK, they probably don't have to make that many copies because the UK's population is I don't know, what's the UK's population? Let me Google this real quick because the UK is not very big compared to like other countries, which I'm sure you're all aware of. UK population 67.33 million as of 2021, so it's probably grown since then. That is a lot, but it's not a whole lot. And how many of those people are into Luigi's Mansion? Probably like take away half of that, maybe even most of that. So I don't think they're going to have to make that many copies, meaning that this is probably not going to be preserved. The pre-order bundle's not going to be preserved that well if there's not that many copies there. Because if they're bringing it only to UK, because it's only My Nintendo Store UK, they're only bringing it to that. It's they're not going to have to make as many copies, unless they go overkill and like make a bunch. But there's no reason for them to, I don't think. But yeah, so that's the first news story. I guess the little trinkets that you get for the extra price is a bonus. It's good. It's all right. But I still don't know why Nintendo have chosen Luigi's Mansion 2 to bring from, like, out of all the 3DS games you can possibly bring. Like, Luigi's Mansion 2, I guess, but, like, people have Luigi's Mansion 3. Like, if you're going to play Luigi's Mansion on the Switch, I feel like, and I might be wrong, alright, I could be wrong, but I feel like most people are going to go for the latest one, Luigi's Mansion 3. Is that just me? Like, I feel like most people are going to go for the latest one, like Luigi's Mansion 3. Because, like, that's just a no-brainer. Like, if you had the choice between, let's say if they bought Mario Kart 64, I think they might have already done their, like, classic collection, but let's say they bought Super Mario 64 onto Nintendo Switch. and a person had just got a Nintendo Switch, what do you think they're going to choose between Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or Super Mario or Nintendo 64 Mario Kart Nintendo 64 Remastered? They're obviously going to go for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And I think this is the same thing. If someone gets a new Switch and they're like, oh, I fancy a bit of Luigi's Mansion, I feel like they're going to get Luigi's Mansion 3. Especially if you had like a 3DS back in the day, played Luigi's Mansion, and have now got a Switch, bro, you're going to get Luigi's Mansion 3. If you've played Luigi's Mansion 2, like back in the day on your 3DS, there's no reason to get this, in my opinion. Unless you're a collector, there's no reason to get it. But if you haven't, one thing it is good for is, like I said, the little like add-ons that you get if you pre-order it. But what it is good for is people who haven't played Luigi's Mansion 2, and they're like, whoa, I can't be bothered to get a 3DS just for that. So they're like, oh, let me get this one. The Luigi's Mansion 2 HD on Nintendo Switch. So that is something that it's good for, actually. But I still don't know why, how, when, who. Like, I still don't, I don't know. Like, it's a good idea, but at the same time, only in the UK, like the pre-order bonuses. Obviously, the game's getting released everywhere, but I mean, I'm kind of on the fence with this. Actually, you guys let me know what do you think about this. Write in. You'll know the email at the end when I read it out. Right. So let's move on to story number 2. 16 minutes in. God. I promise it will be a longer... I mean, I can't promise because the internet might be an issue again. I don't know when Judah's getting a new internet provider. Hopefully, next episode is a longer one. And if Judah can't do it again, maybe I'll have to wait till Sunday and get a larger one. I don't know. We'll sort something out, but we're going to try and make sure next week's episode is longer, because that's 2 in a row that are less than an hour now. So, we'll just... It is what it is, okay? It is what it is. It'll all work out in the end. Okay. So, story number 2. This one, again, I don't know why, but let's read it. So, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is returning to cinemas this year. I don't see the point, but let's read it. Ahead of the first year anniversary of the highly successful Super Mario Bros. Movie, it's been revealed the film will be making an encore in cinemas. AMC Theatres has announced that Nintendo and Illumination Animation will be returning to theatres on 28th of June 2024. So if you did miss it the first time around and happen to be located near one of these theatres, this is your chance to catch it on the big screen. When the Super Mario Bros. Movie originally arrived in cinemas last year, we mentioned how it was perhaps everything you might expect it to be, with the sheer amount happening on screen enough to keep us engaged from start to finish. Of course, if you don't want to watch the movie in cinemas, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is now available on disc and streaming services. Yeah, I mean, that last bit is true. It's available on it's been available on disc and streaming services for ages. Even before the film was released, sorry, you could go to some like dodgy website like HD Today or 123 Movies, and like it would be on there. It was really bad. Like they get movies like really quickly. I probably shouldn't be saying this because it's not legal, but I mean, actually, that's a good question. Off topic, are streaming services illegal, like the free ones, like 123 Movies and HD Today and stuff? Because I feel like that like the people who made the websites are like most gonna get in trouble the most. Because like they're providing it. I don't think it's illegal to watch it. How about let me look it up. Because I need to know. Is it illegal? Wait, hang on. I'll just search is HD Today legal. There we go. Oh, it is not legal or safe to use it. It violates the copyright laws of the US and other countries by distributing pirated content without permission from the owners. Dang. So it's not legal to use. Guys, what's HD Today? What is that? Forget I said anything. Anyway, I mean, we've all done it, right? Let's admit it. We've all gone onto a dodgy website and watched a movie or a TV show for free. We've all done that. There's no denying that, right? Everyone who's watching right now, you know that you've done it. Deep down, you know that you've done it. Anyway, back to the Mario movie. Now, yeah, I don't see the point in this either. Imagine all three stories are just I don't see the point in this. But no, I don't. I mean, I guess it's good for people who missed it first time. Then again, if you've not watched it by now, I would be surprised if you don't know what's in it, because people would have been talking about it all that time, spoiling it for you. And at that point, just if you haven't seen it, like just get the DVD if you want. If you still can you still use DVDs? I thought that they died off when Netflix and all that Sky became a thing. I've not used a DVD in ages. But if you want to get the DVD, you can get it, or Blu-ray or whatever. It's also on streaming, so it doesn't say what streaming services it's on, but it just says streaming services. I'm assuming that's not referring to the illegal ones. I'm assuming that's. I'm guessing it's on something like Netflix or like Disney Plus or something like that. It's going to be on something. Just check it online. But yeah, that's my advice. If you want to watch the Mario movie and you've not watched it, you've not even seen it. I mean, if you've never, like, if no one's talked to you about it, and you don't know anything about it, and you're going in blind, sure, go to the cinemas and watch it. But if you know, like, if you've seen clips of it and you've still not watched it, my boy, my guy, just watch it online, or just watch it on disc. Cinema's not the way to go if that's the situation you're in. It really isn't, because you know, if you're going in blind in the cinema, it's like, wow, right? But I wouldn't pay the money. If you've seen clips, if you've seen loads and loads of clips of it, I wouldn't pay money to see the full film in theaters. I'd pay like, if you don't have a streaming service as well, I do see a problem, because not like loads of people do. Like, a lot of people do, but like, if you if you ask like 10 people if they had a streaming service, probably half of them would say they don't. So that's a problem as well. If you still want to use a DVD or a Blu-ray, go ahead. But my problem with this is, why has no other movie come to theaters and then came back a year later? Because it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense, right? So why is the Mario movie different? Why is the Mario movie doing it, but like the Black Phone doesn't, or some other films? You know, you get the point. Why is... Because the Black Phone, that's just a horror film that I saw a poster on when I was at the cinema. I don't know what it's about. But, like, why hasn't that come back this year? You know? It's because it doesn't make sense to bring movies back, right? So, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's good for people who haven't seen anything, any clips, nothing. But there's still other options apart from the cinema. Don't feel obliged to go to the cinema. If you want to, pay the money. But if you don't feel obliged to go there, because there's other options out there to watch the Mario movie. And it says that these websites are illegal, but I doubt that the FBI is going to be knocking on your door, or like you're not going to get any visits from the police because you watched the Mario movie on a website. It just doesn't work like that. The amount of times, like, people, like, or everyone I know has at least done it like once or twice, and most people I know actually still do it. And it's like I said, it says it's illegal, but if you want to, that's always an option. It's always an option. All right. So that is the end of story number 2. The Mario movie is coming back to theaters, so if you missed out first time, go and see it if you want to. But there's other options if you want to watch it. Right, last story. Right, final story number 3 is Super Mario Kart Lego releasing in 2025. 2025. Yeah, you heard that right. 2020. It's not a typo. I didn't type it wrong in the plan. 2025. Anyway, let's read. As part of the Super Mario Day celebrations, there you go again, Nintendo has announced it will be releasing Mario Kart sets in 2025. At the very end of LEGO's Super Mario broadcast, it shared an incredibly brief teaser showing off the outline of a kart. This new line will be part of the Super Mario line, but nothing else has been shared about it just yet. So, this. Now, when I first heard about this, I thought they were releasing a game about LEGO Mario Kart, which I was like, that makes I would be more excited for that than a Lego set. Because what, honestly, what is this going to entail? What is this actually going to entail? Like, what's going to be in the set? Like, we don't know any information about it just yet. So, but yeah, so Lego Mario Kart, I guess, because they have like normal Mario Lego now, don't they? So I guess it was always coming. But, like, I won't have any. I'm not going to get it when it comes out. You might be like a Lego fan and you might be like really hyped up for this. And if you are, happy days, right? Well done, enjoy it. But I think they should have not released a whole other game, but maybe like added like a Lego DLC. That'd have been cool. I know that's like kind of following in the steps of Fortnite and stuff, but I didn't like the Fortnite Lego mode. Yeah, the Fortnite, like, can I just say, off topic slightly, the Fortnite Lego mode, I don't like it at all. I don't understand why people like it. I honestly don't. I really don't understand. Because it's literally just Minecraft. It's Minecraft but worse. It's literally all it is. It's Minecraft but worse. That's all it is. So, I didn't like the Lego version of Fortnite, Lego Fortnite game mode. I didn't like it. But back to the Lego Mario Kart. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like they should have, if they brought out a DLC that like made all the characters Lego and stuff. I feel like that would have done well. Because I would have bought that DLC. I'm just saying, I would have bought that DLC. So, but I mean, this is kind of cool as well. You know, it's the novelty of it. Lego Mario Kart. I don't know what you're going to be able to do. I don't know if you're going to be able to race like with a remote control. I highly doubt it, but I also don't understand why it's taking them until 2025. Hopefully it's early 2025 and not like summer of 2025. I'm guessing it's going to be early 2025, but I was just shocked because we're only in March of 2024, so I was shocked to see it's in 2025. You would have thought at the max it would have been late 2024, but it's in 2025. So yeah, Lego Mario Kart. If you like Lego, Mario, Smash together, yeah, you'll like this. If you like Lego, if you like only Lego, you'll probably still like this. If you like Mario only, you probably won't. If you have no interest in Lego and you only like Mario, you probably won't see the novelty in this that a Lego fan would. But yeah, so that's story number 3. So all three stories done. But my opinion on this is, I guess it's good for Lego fans and Mario. If you're a Lego man and a Mario fan, like I said, both of them, this is perfect. But I mean, it was always coming. They made like the normal Mario Lego sets and stuff. But I feel like if they brought out a DLC that made all the characters in Super Mario 8 Deluxe Lego characters, I feel like that would have done well. But yeah, those are all 3 stories done. Only half an hour in. Let's read. No, let's... Sorry, I'm out of it. Anyways, I think it's time for an ad break. So let's go to an ad. 28, that's the... Or 28, 26 actually, that's the ad break. So, yeah, we'll resume in 3, 2, 1. And we are back from the ad. Brilliant ad. Loved it. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Brilliant. I always say that after every ad. Yeah, nice ad. Good. Anyway, we've got... for some reason it says in the person's name is in the announcements. Don't know why. But we'll keep going. Yeah, the question of the week this week is from Amelia, UK. British. Anyway, question of the week. She says, "Will you and Roan do a joint Q&A video one day? Keep going, smiley face." From Amelia, UK. Thank you for your question. Thank you. I would love to get Jude's thoughts on this. Question of the week. Good question. Really good question, actually. Because no one else has ever said like about doing a joint Q&A. I think we've vaguely mentioned it in the past. I think, a joint Q&A. But I think we will. It's just, it would be after my face reveal, because I think we'd do it in person, so we'd like sit like next to each other in person, actually like filming it. It would definitely be that. It wouldn't be like remote. Like, I mean, it could be that is possible, but I think it's better to just do real IRL. I don't know when I'm going to reveal my face. This is the problem. If I had, this is something to rant about right now. I looked up the prices of green screens, and they are so fucking expensive. I looked them up because you know the ones that like they like fold up. No, not fold. They like it's like a bar like going across like the floor, and like you can just pull it up. They're like pull-up ones. Yeah, that's a better thing. Pull up, right? So you can pull it up, record all your stuff. When you're done, push it back down. It doesn't take up much room. Yeah, it's brilliant. But those ones are like, I looked up the prices of those ones, and for some reason they're like 70, 60 quid. If you think I'm going to spend that much on a green screen, you're crazy. You are insane. I'm not, because I can't even speak. I can't speak. It's that much. It's that annoying. I looked it up and I was like, they'll be 30 quid at max. Maybe 40. No, 70 quid. 70 for a pull-up green sheet of green. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm sure there's some reason for it, like the material or whatever. But you can use plastic for all. Actually, no, it's bad for the environment. Social justice. We got to keep the. It's a good point, to be fair. We've got to keep the roads clean. We've got to save the environment, right? But they can use whatever material. I don't care. As long as it's green, I don't care what material they use. But I think they've used, like, for it to be 70 quid, they would have had to use, like, the top tier leather. Oh, like, gourmet. No, not gourmet. That's food. Gourmet green screen. No, but, for that price, they would have had to use, like, the top most expensive materials ever. And I don't know why. Because it's just green. It's just meant to be a green screen. That's all it's meant to be. But I would preferably want one like that. I know there's other options that are cheaper, that like have massive stands, but I would preferably want one like that because it would take up. I've talked about this in the past, but I would I would rather have that because my room isn't very big. Half of it is taken up by my bed. Another half is like the gaming area, so it's not a very big room. But it's a man cave, it's a man cave, and so that's why it'll be best to like have one that pulls up, because then it wouldn't take up as much space. Because otherwise I wouldn't have anywhere to store it, really. Yeah, I think pull up is the only option. So I just have to save, I guess. But that's what I was saying. Back to the question. Joint Q&A, yes, probably. Now, revealing my face is another topic, right? Because I don't know. Now, because I don't know. I don't know when it's going to happen, my face reveal. I have no idea. But if I had a green screen, like the pull-up one, I would have probably, and obviously lights, like the proper lights that like increase the quality, I probably would have already done it. It's just that. But there's also other things like, I like, I'm the type of guy that likes my private life outside of the internet as well. So when you show your face, if we start getting big, then that kind of goes against that. But it's probably going to happen eventually, probably the face reveal, but I can't say when. So Amelia, will we ever do a joint Q&A? Probably in the future. But that's all I can say. In the future, when I've revealed my face, because it would be a way better video if we did it in person rather than on like Discord or something. We can't even do that at the minute because this internet's playing up. But yeah, that's but yeah, thanks for the question. Question of the week. Yes, we probably will do a joint Q&A video one day in the future. I've explained all the reasons why we haven't done it yet, and then yeah, I think I've answered that fairly well. But yeah, that's the end. We've come to the end of this episode, of this really short episode. This is 2 episodes in a row that are not an hour long, because we try every week we try and get episodes to an hour long, because it makes for a better podcast. Like podcasts are normally like at an hour long, right? So we try and get it to an hour, but it's a solo episode, Like, you can't. Like, I could waffle for 20 more minutes and get it up to an hour, but that's not fun. Like, no one wants to hear that. So just say the important bits. I know it's short, but we've come to the end of this episode. So that's 2 episodes in a row that are short ones. Last time wasn't even a solo episode. The one before that was with Judah, but now this is a solo episode with me. Second one I've done. It's been alright. It's been alright. It could have been better. Definitely could have been better. I feel like these topics were the type of topics that you had to discuss with other people. I don't think these were very good topics that you could talk about one person. However, I didn't know we were doing a solo episode when I picked the news. 'Cause I picked the news this morning before I knew any of this was going to happen. So I apologise. We apologise. JL's Gaming apologises for this, but I can't say what's going to happen next week. This is what I mean. I'd love to sit here and say I promise next week will be a longer episode with me and Judah, but I can't. I just can't say that because his internet is like now eating. Because before his internet was bad, he couldn't stream. Now it's so bad he can't record. He can't call on Discord. So I can't say what's happening next week. I really can't. Maybe if it happens again, if he can't do it again, if it's the same thing, I'll have to wait. I'll probably wait until Sunday for Elijah to be free, so he can, jump in. And then it's like and then it's like a good episode with like 2 people, like me and him. Because I don't know if they're going to get a new internet provider in a week. I doubt it. So it might be me and Eli next time. So that's all I can say. I can't say much more, but that's the end of the episode. Thanks for listening. Please send in your questions and comments to jailsgaming135@gmail.com. Please subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you are listening from and leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever else you get your podcasts, as this will help us out greatly and get the podcast around. Our socials, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, website and Discord will all be in the description. Until then, it's a goodbye from me and a goodbye from me.